Good, man. Good, nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
That was a good game?
Yeah, that was okay, yeah.
Everything's good.
Joseph Parker versus Oleksandr Usyk. Absolutely. This was always the fight to make it heavyweight if we truly are living in a time of meritocracy. I'll be honest, I was fearful that the usual politics and BS would get in the way and push us in a different direction.
One day I would love the opportunity to fight here. I think it'll be amazing. Everyone that he's fought and everyone that he's beaten. And I want to test myself against them.
In the complex world of heavyweight boxing, a fight built on pure merit can feel like a rare occurrence. Yet, that's exactly what the potential showdown between Oleksandr Usyk and Joseph Parker represents. While the division is often sidetracked by politics and big money negotiations, many in the know believe this is the matchup that simply has to be made. It's a sentiment shared by Joseph Parker himself, who has made no secret of his ambition to test his skills against the undisputed king.
Usyk is a guy who can do whatever he wants to right now. He vacated the IBF, he went and got it back. You understand me? So it's just fun for him right now. So he can do whatever he wants to do, and he can fight whoever he wants to fight.
While Roy Jones Jr. stopped short of outright predicting a Parker victory, he firmly believes that Parker's specific skill set and extensive experience present the most difficult puzzle for Usyk to solve. This opinion carries immense authority, given Jones's legendary career and his own experience dominating across multiple weight classes. As contenders line up for a shot at Usyk's 4 belts, Jones's analysis cuts through the noise, suggesting that the unique physical and technical attributes of Parker could be the kryptonite for the undisputed champion. He went even further, stating who he would bet on if forced to choose.
Joseph Parker is the best fight for him right now because Joseph Parker is a guy who has the qualities and the experience that it would take to give Usyk the hardest time. I'm not saying he's gonna beat Usyk by no means, but he will give Usyk the hardest time of anybody. And if anybody, I think if they said, Roy, you got to take one guy right now, put your money on against Usyk, who would it be? It would be Joseph Parker.
The significance of an endorsement from a 4-division world champion like Roy Jones Jr. cannot be overstated. He possesses a deep, almost instinctual understanding of what it takes to win at the elite level. His evaluation of Usyk's greatness is particularly telling, as he can appreciate the Ukrainian's historic achievements from both a technical and historical viewpoint. Speaking on Usyk's place in boxing history, Jones acknowledges him as a certified great fighter. However, he was careful not to place him at the very top of the heavyweight pantheon just yet. When pressed on just how a fighter could defeat Usyk, Jones pointed to a fundamental flaw in the strategies employed by his previous opponents.
Well, you was a smaller guy that went up and won the world heavyweight title, one of the only ones to do that from middleweight up to heavyweight. You know, how does someone beat Oleksandr Usyk? Is it the smaller guy? Is it the guy that's coming up in the weight divisions, you know, as opposed to the bigger heavyweights?
No, the bigger guys could beat him, just gotta have the right fight plan. None of these guys fighting with the right fight plan. And I'm not gonna tell them the right fight plan because that's not my job to do. But you gotta have the right fight plan to fight with. If you don't have the right fight plan, he's gonna destroy you. You go out there trying to knock him out, he's gonna destroy you. And most of those guys that go out with the idea, oh, he's small, he came up from cruiserweight, we're gonna take him out. Wrong answer, you're not gonna take him out. He fought Gaisov, who was an even stronger puncher than most of these heavyweights are, and Gaisov couldn't do nothing with him. You understand me? Gaisov was one of the hardest punches I've seen in quite some time. And Gaisov didn't give him no real opposition, basically, you know? So for these guys to think a one-punch guy's gonna beat Usyk, that's not gonna happen.
Jones brought up some compelling points, questioning how Usyk would have fared against some of the most devastating punchers in boxing history, like Ernie Shavers, or even against prime versions of legends such as Muhammad Ali. For Jones, it's not a question of Usyk's skill, but rather his untested chin against that legendary tier of power. This remains one of the few unanswered questions in Usyk's otherwise stellar career. Despite this reservation, Jones doesn't hesitate to place Usyk among the all-time greats due to his incredible achievements.
And talking of Usyk, Roy, where do you rank him in that sort of all-time list? Everyone's been doing it all week, haven't they? It's the fun you have as a fight fan. Do you have an opinion on that?
No, I don't really have an opinion on that. He's definitely in the top, out of the top 7 to top 5 now because he's done something that nobody ever done. Not to mention, the quality of heavyweights is not the same as it once was. But I mean, for him to do it the way he done it, undisputed cruiserweight champ, now undisputed heavyweight champ, that says a lot, man. Not many people done that. So for him to do that itself has to put him in the top 5.
As the discussion around Usyk's future matchups continues, another factor is increasingly entering the conversation: his age. At 38 years old, Usyk has endured a long and punishing career, and some analysts are beginning to voice concerns that his body may not hold up for much longer against top-tier opposition. Parker's own trainer, Andy Lee, sees his fighter as the ultimate test remaining for the champion.
Just spoke to your man Joe Parker and he said, I will beat Oleksandr Usyk. What gives you the confidence that will happen as well, Andy?
Joe is the last challenge left. We can offer something that nobody else can. Craft, cleverness, doesn't take breaks, can fight the pace. It's a great challenge, and we just want to fight the best.
This sentiment is strongly echoed by esteemed trainer Robert Garcia, who has gone so far as to suggest that Usyk should contemplate retirement while he is still at the apex of the sport. Garcia's reasoning is that Usyk's body has already absorbed significant punishment, and continuing to face younger, more aggressive challengers could risk a tragic end to an otherwise perfect career. The argument is rooted in respect. Garcia fears seeing Usyk's legacy diminished by a late career decline, a fate that has befallen many greats before him.
I would love to see him retire the way he is right now, on top of the world, because if he goes in there, you know, like I said, I think he has no problem with Parker, but it's still going to be tough. It's still going to be difficult. His body's already taken a lot. He's 38. We're going to end up seeing him. If he continues fighting, we're going to end up seeing him against a young lion, totally dominating him because of his age, because of his body already. There's a lot of tear and wear in his body. And we're going to see a sad ending where that's what we're going to remember. I would love to remember him as the greatest of all time because he's showing to be one of the greatest of all times. I would love him to retire now and just call it quits and be remembered as one of the greatest of all time. I know there's so much money out there. There's so much, you know, big fights and it's tempting, you know, to anybody. So I can't blame him either. You know, I can't blame him for not wanting to continue fighting because he's still on top of his game. He could still dominate many of those fighters, but sooner than later, his body is not going to respond. His body's gonna be tired, and we're gonna see maybe a sad ending, and I would hate to see that with those.
Despite these concerns from the outside, Usyk himself has shown no immediate signs of hanging up the gloves. Following his definitive victory over Daniel Dubois, which cemented his status as undisputed champion, the focus immediately shifted to what comes next. And after a brief moment where the champion expressed a simple need for a break, that view is shared by other experts, including former world champion Chris Algieri. He firmly believes that Parker has more than earned his shot at the titles. Algieri sees Parker as a complete fighter, equipped with the size, athleticism, and championship experience necessary to give Usyk a truly difficult night. He highlighted Parker's incredible recent winning streak as the ultimate proof that he belongs in the ring with the champion.
He's got a lot of experience. He's a former world champion. He's big for the weight class. He's athletic, and he's coming off a 3-fight win streak that, rivals any one of the top contenders right now. He KOs Martin Bakole in his last fight. He beat Zhilei Zhang before that, and Deontay Wilder before that. If anyone deserves a shot, it's Joseph Parker. And it's just unfortunate for him. He always seems like the guy who's on the outside looking in, doesn't ever get that shot. So I do think he deserves it. I also think it's a dangerous fight. Does he have enough to beat Usyk? I don't think anybody beats Usyk.
Former cruiserweight champion Tony Bellew has also been a vocal advocate for Parker getting his chance. Bellew, who has ties to Tyson Fury's camp, shared his frustration with the hurdles Parker has faced in securing a title shot. While Bellew acknowledges that Fury and Joshua present major challenges for Usyk,
people won't like this, but the person who gives him the best fight is Tyson Fury, probably. People don't like me saying that, and I know everyone is furious about it, but he's the one who's given the most trouble.
Yeah.
Him or AJ have given, at the rematch with AJ was level going into round 10.
Yeah.
So, and AJ put a fantastic performance in the rematch. I think it's absolute lunacy to throw Moses Atuma in with Oleksandr Usyk now. I think that is absolute madness of the highest order. Has Moses Atuma even been past 6 or 7 rounds yet?
No. I think
why
it was a 6-rounder once.
Why would you throw him in? It's boxing is a sport where it's so unforgiving and you have to earn your stripes. I'm a huge Moses Zuma fan. I do believe he's the future of the heavyweight division, but he should in no way, shape or form be climbing in a ring with Oleksandr Usyk when he hasn't been past 6 rounds. I'm sorry. You know, it's absolute crazy. A good fight for him. No one's more deserving than Joseph Parker, and I've screamed this from the rooftops. No one deserves the shot more. I mean, I can make a case for Joseph Parker deserving the shot more than Daniel Dubois.
Yeah.
Because Joseph Parker's the man who went in with the absolute bogeyman at the division. Joseph Parker went in with Deontay Wilder, who, let's be totally honest, no one really wants to face him. And then he went in with someone even worse than Zhilei Zhang, and no one wants to face him, and he dealt with the two of them back to back. And then let's get something straight, on 48 or 72 hours notice, whatever it was, he went in with the greatest sparring partner the world's ever known.